deep in the heart of South America, beneath the endless canopy of the Amazon rainforest. Legends whisper of a city built entirely of gold, a city so magnificent, its streets gleamed in sunlight, its temples shimmered like fire, and its people were said to worship the very essence of gold itself. For centuries, explorers, conquerors, and dreamers have risked everything: a wealth, sanity, and even life in search of this mythical place. The world knows it by one haunting name, El Dorado, or the City of Gold. Our story begins not with a city, but with a man. In the early 1500s, Spanish conquistadors arrived in the New World, armed with steel, greed, and an unshakable belief that somewhere in the unexplored jungles lay unimaginable riches. They had already plundered the Aztec and Inca empires, discovering vast treasures that made the legends of Golden City seem more real than ever. Then came the tales from native tribes, stories of a king who covered his body in gold dust and bathed in a sacred lake to wash it off as an offering to the gods. This gilded man, or El Hombre Dorado, became the foundation of the legend. The Spaniards twisted the tale, imagining not just a man, but an entire kingdom made of gold. Thus, the hunt for El Dorado began. In 1536, Gonzalo Jiménez copyright Nesda Quesada led an expedition deep into what is now Colombia. His men faced jungles so thick they blocked the sun, diseases that killed by the dozens, and tribes who defended their lands fiercely. Yet hope kept them moving forward, at the hope of finding golden streets and temples overflowing with jewels. What they found instead was Lake Guatavita, a circular, serene lake surrounded by high cliffs. It was here, according to the Muisca people, that the gilded man performed his sacred ritual. Covered head to toe in gold dust, the new king would sail to the center of the lake on a wooden raft. Surrounded by priests and offerings, he would dive into the waters, washing away the gold, while treasures were thrown into the lake to honor the gods. The Spanish, certain that unimaginable wealth lay beneath, tried everything to drain the lake. They cut channels, used buckets, and even tried explosives. Centuries later, some gold artifacts were indeed found, but the great treasure of El Dorado remained hidden. As word spread, the legend of El Dorado evolved. Each retelling made the city grander, the gold purer, and the mystery deeper. Soon, explorers from across Europe joined the fevered hunt. In 1560, two rival expeditions set out, one led by the Spaniard Pedro de Urzaitilda Superscripto A, and another later hijacked by one of history's most notorious figures, Lope de Aguirre, known as El Loco, the Madman. Aguirre's obsession with finding El Dorado drove him to insanity. He turned against his own men, declared himself a god, and even killed his daughter when he believed she stood in his way. His madness was said to be born from the jungle itself, a place that stripped men of reason and filled them with greed. Aguirre never found El Dorado. Instead, he became a dark legend himself as the man who lost his soul to the City of Gold. But the dream didn't die there. In the 1590s, English explorer Sir Walter Raleigh, one of Queen Elizabeth's favorites, launched his own quest. Raleigh's writings tell of a golden empire called Manoa, said to lie beyond the Orinoco River in present-day Venezuela. He claimed it was the richest and most magnificent empire on earth. His words captivated England, fueling imaginations and expeditions for decades. Yet, despite all his efforts, Raleigh too returned with no gold, only stories. Later, his failure cost him his life. Over time, El Dorado became more than just a lost city. It became a symbol, a reflection of human greed, ambition, and obsession. People began to realize that El Dorado was not simply a place, it was a dream, a mirage that moved further away the closer one came to it. Modern explorers and archaeologists have spent centuries trying to separate truth from myth. Some believe that Lake Guatavita indeed holds remnants of the Muisca rituals. In fact, in 1969, a team did recover small gold ornaments and offerings. Yet these were not evidence of a golden city, only of an ancient and spiritual culture. Others propose that El Dorado was never a single place at all, but rather a series of wealthy indigenous kingdoms scattered across the Andes and the Amazon, misinterpreted by European greed. The Muisca, the Inca, and other civilizations were sophisticated, with rich traditions and gold used not as currency but as a sacred material, a bridge between humans and the divine. But the legend persisted. Even in the 20th century, adventurers ventured into the Amazon, determined to uncover what others could not. In the 1920s, British explorer Percy Fawcett, inspired by similar tales of a lost civilization he called Z, disappeared into the jungle with his son and their team and never to be seen again. Some believe he found what he was looking for. Others think the jungle claimed him, as it had claimed so many before. What makes El Dorado's mystery endure isn't just the promise of gold, it's the haunting pull of the unknown. The Amazon remains one of the least explored regions on Earth. Hidden within its dense foliage could lie ruins of forgotten cities, evidence of advanced pre-Columbian civilizations that thrived long before European contact. Recent satellite scans have even revealed massive geometric patterns of ancient roads, canals, and settlements buried under the jungle floor. Could these be remnants of the real El Dorado? Even now, archaeologists debate this question. The discovery of vast ancient Amazonian networks suggests that stories of great kingdoms might not have been pure fantasy after all. Perhaps El Dorado wasn't a golden city in the literal sense, but a metaphor for a rich, thriving civilization lost to time. Yet, there's something more profound hidden in this legend, a warning about human desire. The conquistadors, driven by greed, destroyed countless lives and cultures in their quest for wealth. They tore through lands they didn't understand, searching for a treasure that might have never existed. And in the end, the only thing they truly discovered was their own downfall. El Dorado reminds us that humanity's greatest mysteries often reflect our deepest flaws. We chase illusions of gold, of glory, of eternal recognition, only to realize that what we seek may not be real, or worse, that we destroy what is real in the process of chasing it. But still, the story of El Dorado lives in books, films, and the dreams of modern explorers. Somewhere in the dense green expanse of the Amazon, the spirit of the legend still whispers, calling out to those who dare to listen. And perhaps, if one looks closely enough, the true El Dorado is not found in gold, but in the endless mystery that keeps us searching.